So this video, we're going complete beast mode here. It's a video on how to succeed in Los Angeles and other metropolitan cities, big cities, my friends, like New York, Chicago, Miami, Denver, San Francisco, San Diego, in the big cities. Rick Reviews, how are you, my friend? So anyone that's thinking of joining Uber or Lyft in LA, hit me up, right? The details are beneath this video. This is a big city, so I am pretty sure you know all your surroundings, or you should know your surroundings, right? So South Bay, we're talking Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, Manhattan Beach, Palos Verdes, right on the outside, just before San Pedro. There's some big hotels out there that guarantee nice, long airport runs if you're starting from that side. If you're on the way other side, Ventura, Thousand Oaks, right? You have Westlake out there, Agoura, Calabasas, Hidden Hills. Super long runs. Coming from the north, heading south, also to Burbank, LAX, right? If you live out there, you've got to capitalize on those long runs. Early in the morning, we're talking 4:35 a.m. onwards. This formula goes for every big metropolitan city. So I'm going to share with you in great length, in great detail, how I succeeded, and I keep on succeeding in LA, bringing big numbers, how I train up my drivers. I have a fleet of SUVs and Lux vehicles and a few Priuses that I rent out, how I train up those drivers to succeed in this city. And it's a formula that I have taught in many other big cities, right? So, let's go over the areas first. I made you a little bit familiar with the South Bay. I made you a little bit familiar with the far sort of north past the valley, the Thousand Oaks, Ventura, Westlake area. Great hotels out there like the Four Seasons, the Sheratons out. There's a few hotels in Calabasas. Hotels, my friends, are always great for the early morning runs. These are business people looking to go to Burbank or LAX, right? And if you go to LAX, you have to really just know how to navigate through there quickly. Terminal 1, Southwest. Terminal 2 now is Delta. Terminal 3 is Delta. Terminal 4, which is American Airlines, right between. In the Horseshoe Bend, you have Tom Bradley, all the international airlines, Lufthansa, Cathay Pacific, etc. And then you swerve around 4, getting into 5, a lot of the smaller airlines, Alaska, Air Canada, going through to 6, 7, you've got United Airlines, and you back out. You can cross over at 5, you can cross over at 1. You got to know how to navigate quickly in and out of these airports. Burbank is simple. It's a tiny little airport. They'll make you sit in the parking lot there, and you can go over, meet and greet your clients, walk them over, gives it the personal touch, and out you go. LAX is a completely different animal. Now, we talked briefly about the South Bay. We will talk in much more length later. We talked briefly about the Valley. Valley, you have Sherman Oaks, Studio City. What do you have out there? Woodland Hills, Van Nuys, Northridge, Winnetka, a lot of areas there. That's UberX country, really. The only area within the Valley, I would say, is close to the Warner Center. There's tons of hotels off Canoga. Super good spot to drive and wait early mornings. Canoga, there's 3 or 4 big hotels right down by Victory and Canoga. I hit those up a lot. You'll get all type of fares from X, XL, SUV, Lux, Select, everything there with Uber and Lyft. And by the way, if you are registered in LA and you're only on one platform, hi Tim, hi Bobby, you need to be in the Uber and Lyft categories, right? You need to be in both, not just in one. I tell you why, because statistically, my friends, you will be getting more trips in a 5, 6, 7, 8 hour shift if you're on both platforms. So whoever's not on both platforms, sign up now. The links are beneath this video, right? I can meet with you at a Starbucks in LA and really help you understand the pulse of the city as far as rideshare goes. I got it down. I've tried X, I've tried Excel, I've driven Black, I've driven SUV and Lux. There is almost a formula for every one of these categories, and LA is a great, great city to make money in. Okay, so Hey Ho Studios is in the house. So yeah, the breakdown of LA, if you know your shifts, if you're doing this part-time or full-time, you might want to invest 15, 20 hours. You might want to go all in like some people and do 40 to 65, 70 hours, right? If you're really enjoying the job, if you love meeting people, why not, right? Why not make it a full-time job? You can do very, very well. What I tell you is that the combination, my friends, of Uber, of Lyft, and your private TCP. What does TCP stand for? It's your transportation charter permit in California. If you're in San Diego, San Francisco, Santa Barbara, it doesn't matter. You need your TCP, right? It's gold. And next week, I'll be bringing out several videos in conjunction with Business Rocket, with their CEO, Alex, who will tell you how to get the TCP. That's the guy that I use, businessrocket.net, to get my TCPs. But you're looking at about $1,000 extra in LA to get your TCP, and you need it because that's the big platform, and you're now on 3. You're on Uber, Lyft, and you have your TCP. As you can see there, amazing friends, amazing clients, not going to mention their names, but you get to hang out with these people. You get 100% of the proceeds when you have your TCP. You get so many other privileges from networking. I formed companies with clients in LA, right? This is possible in the city. So if you really want to join up with Uber and Lyft and say, hey, rideshare professor, how do I succeed in these 3 fields in LA? By all means, reach out to me. Let's have a coffee together at Starbucks. Now, when you get to the areas like Hollywood, West Hollywood, right? That whole area, and I'm not talking about the west side right now. I'm going right up sort of boundary of 101. You have Hollywood Boulevard, where all the tourists congregate, come into. You've got Universal Studios out there. These people come down to the Chinese theater. You have the Roosevelt Hotel there. You've got the Wax Museum there. You've got the Kodak Center there. You have everything right there, right? And this spot is hot. If you ever want to drop off the 101, drop into Hollywood, you want to take Hollywood Boulevard, come out there by Vine in Hollywood, and I tell you, it goes off. It doesn't matter what category you're in. You'll always be busy down there, right? West Hollywood, around Santa Monica and Robinson, right down there, also super good area for nighttime, 7 p.m. onwards, right through till 2 p.m. And that part of LA never sleeps. It's always, always busy. If you jump down to the ocean, you were going over to the west side now, Santa Monica. You have Ocean Park Boulevard. You have, you have the Georgian Hotel there. You have the Lowe's Hotel there. You have the Viceroy Hotel there. You have the Shutters Hotel there. You have the Casa del Mar Hotel there. You've got the Santa Monica Suites down there. You cannot go wrong, right? And I'm talking about position yourself around about Pico and Ocean Avenue. All categories will fly, every single one. X, XL, Select. You just have to hang out there early mornings, and you have your first trip right through to LAX 9 times out of 10, right? It's a formula that I do. When I'm down there in that area, if I don't have a private trip, that's where I want to be. Hi, Janet's in the house. I'm going to be addressing some of the comments made if you are talking about LA here, but I'm going to strictly stay on the topic because I want newbies who want to join up under my code to really understand how to succeed in LA and metropolitan cities. And I welcome everyone to give their feedback, right? Going back to Santa Monica on 3rd Street and Wilshire, or 3rd Street and Broadway, or 3rd Street and Santa Monica, you have the entire promenade, hot area for Saturday and Sunday afternoons. Lot going on. When you're talking Saturday and Sunday afternoons and you're down anywhere close to the water, you also want to be anywhere around Pacific and Rose in Venice. Tons going on down there, lots of tourists. You'll always get XXL trips quickly, sometimes SUV and Lux trips, right? There's a lot of good hotels, but there's the main thing is there's so much activity Saturdays and Sundays in Santa Monica, 3rd Street Promenade and Venice, and for a matter of fact as well, Marina del Rey and Playa del Rey, right? Along that whole stretch from Washington, along Pacific, all the way down to Santa Monica Boulevard or California Boulevard. Super, super busy area to be in. When you get to the Marina del Rey side, you know, if you want to go a little bit high end, you have the Ritz Hotel there. You have a lot of big, big hotels. You've got Jamaica Bay. You've got the Hilton. Right there by sort of Mindanao and Washington, that area. That is a great place as well for early morning trips, as well as Ocean Park Boulevard. I mentioned tons of hotels. Ocean Avenue down in Santa Monica, tons of hotels that'll cater to a lot of early morning trips, right? Now, in summer, I would say pretty much from now onwards, right through till August, we'll have a hot, hot summer and the beaches are hot. So on a Sunday, on a Saturday, if you want to make money, switch off, drive out at the end of the day, 5 p.m. onwards, all the way right through to Zuma, you will get a phenomenal trip back into the west side to the hotels. They're usually tourists or kids. They go back to Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, and those are nice, nice long trips. One thing you want to know in the city, especially if you want to make money in the XL, SUV, and Lux categories or the select categories, know your high-end restaurants, research them. I can tell you that hotspots along PCH all the way down, whether it's the Ocean Club, Mastro's, whether it's Gladstone's, whether it's Moon Shadows, and if you are willing to go even further, you will always get the top clients at Nobu. Nobu has never, ever let me down, right? And that place starts cooking at about 7 p.m. all the way through till 12 p.m. at night, 1 p.m., right? You'll see a lot of cars going in and out of Nobu. Mike Bastoni, we're on the topic, Chicago Rob, we're on the topic of LA and metropolitan cities. I'm teaching the people how to succeed in this city. I teach all the drivers, at least from me, have over 40 vehicles now. I teach them this formula in LA, and I'm sharing a lot of that with you guys today. We have to pay close attention in LA to our events. Why? Because we have so many sports events. We have so many music events, right? When I say sports events, I mean, we have an ice hockey season. We have the NBA season. We've got the Clippers and the Lakers. Lakers didn't do too well. Clippers are still in the running. We have both of those big teams down here, a lot of games going on. You know, we have two great football teams. We got to know all your venues, you know, whether it's the Staples Center, whether it's the Coliseum, whether it's the Rose Bowl. You got to look at your, I use the Google Calendar. I set it up. I set myself up a 30-day calendar for May. And if I can, start filling the June dates and the next month, right? When is what game on at what venue? When and where in LA, right? Super, super huge, right? Then when it comes to music, everyone wants to play in LA, right? Whether it's Elton John, Foo Fighters, Guns N' Roses, Ray Schremer, Drake, French Montana, Travis Scott, they're all here. Driven many, many of the names. So I can tell you, when you interact the right way and treat the music industry a certain way, especially here, I have a ton of private clients in the music industry. You know, I drive the Foo Fighters every week. I drive Guns N' Roses once in a while. Travis Scott, driven Kendrick Lamar, French Montana. I drive Ray Schremer a lot. You just got to know where to pick them up and how to form the relationships. I always have my business cards. My business card has my face on it. My business card has the picture of my car on it. So they know, aha, Torsten drove me in that Escalade. Yes, I remember him. Cool guy. Let me call him. I need an airport run. I need to take my kids to Universal Studio. I need to go down to Disney. I need to go to the Rose Bowl for a U2 concert. I need to go to the Forum for an Elton John concert. You got to network in LA. It is the best city. It is the best city to network in. You will meet anyone and everyone here. I totally understand that all the people in the tech field, whether it's Google or Apple, are all up north in San Francisco. But if you want to meet sports stars, actors, if you want to drive CEOs, this is the city, my friend. You just got to know where to find them, right? So if you're prepared to wait at the airport at LAX, you never know who you pick up, right? You might be picking someone up at Tom Bradley. But I'm not a big fan of waiting at LAX. To me, it's a waste of time. I'm not going to sit there for 45, 60 minutes. I want to be out in LA making money, right? I like to drop off at LA, switch off, and then I'll jump down Sepulveda, down to Lincoln, and I'm in that Marina del Rey, Venice, Santa Monica basin. That's when I switch on. Playa del Rey around Jefferson, a lot of big companies there, YouTube, Google, Verizon. Fantastic place for afternoon, especially lunchtime. A lot of those executives like to go to restaurants. A lot of those executives like to go take the clients downtown, which leads me to downtown. If you come down the 101, if you come down the 10, if you come down the 110, you come down the 60, or you come down the 5, you'll ultimately end up in downtown. Figueroa is where the action is, anywhere around those hotels by Staples. Uber Girl Paula, LA rocks. Yes, it does. Power to LA. And this is a formula you can apply for any metropolitan city, right? It says we're going to cover a lot of territory in LA, and I'm going to really make you understand how the pulse of this city works, where the cash is, right? So we already talked about the airports, how to navigate through the airports. Again, I'm not a huge fan of waiting at the airports. I like to simply drop off. I will schedule a lot of private trips, pickups at the airport. What's important there, folks, is that you have the flight number. If I have flight number AA1257, which is American Airlines, I have them all written down here. If I plug it in, it'll tell me if that flight is running 15, 20 minutes early or 20, 30 minutes late, right? Timing and spacing your private clients is crucial to maximizing the most money you can make in that day. You do not want to space your clients too close in the private sector that you start having issues. You will never want to be too late for a client like this, who's worth a few $100 million. You will never live it down. You will never get a second chance. So don't think, oh my God, I got to fill my day with all these TCP trips and make them tight in the schedule. LAX, Burbank, don't do that. Give yourself a lot of leeway between those private trips, right? Pick up, drop off is simple. You know that, hey, I pick the client up at 7 a.m. in the morning. I can factor in 1.5 hours. I'll get in there by 8:30. I drop off, and then I can switch back over to Uber and Lyft, right? Pickups with TCP, you can really see your butt, right? And knock on wood, I have never, ever been late. I've maybe been 5 minutes late, right? That's because In-N-Out was holding up my order for private clients. But I send them a screenshot picture I'm in the line at In-N-Out, and they totally understood. But these people never want to be late. You got to be on Uber, you got to be on Lyft, and you have to save up the money for TCP. And while Uber Girl Paula's in the house, she still has to show me her TCP license. I've challenged her because that's where she's going to make the most money, right? Shout out from Phoenix. Kelly, how are you? A lot of good people in the house. Tommy, how are you? Mary Jane, Mike Bastoni, Input Domestic. Chime in. Tell us your LA secrets. I'm sharing mine right here, cards on the table, right? Now, early mornings, I'm a big fan of long runs. You could, right from the other side, start from Palos Verdes, which is still in the LA zip code, go into LA. I'm talking 5 a.m. in the morning, a lot of hotels out there. Or way out Thousand Oaks, Four Seasons, or way out in Pasadena. There's some amazing high-end hotels and medium range hotels, long runs. Those three areas guarantee you long runs, right? The downtown area is always busy for every category. You just do not want to venture too far away from Figueroa, Flower, or Hill Street, right? Because there are some really dodgy areas where you just don't want to be at certain times of the night or during the day, right? So, but a lot of business trips, especially late afternoon when work finishes 4 p.m., goes off the charts. You will see it surging like crazy out there. With the music events, my friends, you got to know the Wilton, you got to know the Pantages, you got to know the Rose Bowl, you got to know the Hollywood Bowl, you got to know the Greek Theater, you got to know Staples Center, you got to know the Forum. I think I've mentioned them all. Those are the ones that I check on the calendar, what's going on. I also look on StubHub. I fill out my calendar so I know what events are taking place around the city. These are always days and times that'll guarantee me big money paying trips, right? Same as for all the sports events I mentioned, right? We have basketball teams, we have football teams, we have ice hockey teams, got a lot of sports in LA. You've got to capitalize from those dates and fill them into your Google Calendar, folks. So you fill out that 30, I need to know what's going on next Friday. I need to know what's going on the Sunday afterwards. If I'm out and driving, right? If I'm dropping a private client off at 9 p.m., right? Let's say downtown LA at a restaurant. What am I setting myself up for the next trip? Where am I going? I look at my calendar. Oh, right over here, very close to USC, there's an event, right? Now, when you're talking the colleges, Santa Monica College, USC, UCLA, you are inviting in a lot of little short UberX and very often XL trips, right? Because there will be many students at these various colleges and universities. I mentioned them: USC, UCLA, Santa Monica College, Northridge out there, CSUN, lot of small little trips. That's what I found. If you want to go in and out there a lot, great, but it's not the big money, right? The big money is with SUV, black, luxe, long trips, right? If you want guaranteed pickups, like I say, you're on Hollywood Boulevard or over at the Universal Studios, 7 p.m. at night, you're going to get trips. If you want to get guaranteed trips, you're out at Six Flags, Magic Mountain at the end of the day, 6:37 to 8 p.m. People are leaving on a Friday, Saturday, always busy. You're going to get long trips, right? But study your high-end restaurants, study your basic restaurants or your entertainment areas. A lot of them are in Hollywood, a lot of them are in Santa Monica, a lot of them are in Pasadena. High-end restaurants tend to be more along the coastline: Moon Shadows, Nobu, Joffrey's, Ocean Club, Gladstones. You're going to pick up that type of clientele, right? Now, if you are looking for trips in the higher categories and you've invested into a Tesla, or you've invested into a Suburban, or you've invested into a Cadillac, then you got to know Beverly Hills, in and out, around Canaan, around Wilshire, the Wilshire Hotel, right next door, Montage Hotel, Mastro's is down there. You have the Ballet Hotel. Those will set you up for those high-end trips, right? But that being said, you will also get a lot of X and XL trips because there's a lot of tourists that like to go down to Rodeo Drive, right? So if you ever want to pick up tourists, just drive up and down Rodeo Drive, Cannon, swing around Wilshire, come up to Santa Monica, go back down Rodeo. You will get your next tourist trip right there. They're all there on Rodeo Drive. The Waldorf is right over there. The Peninsula Hotel is right over there. The Hilton Hotel. There are so many hotels within a half-mile radius. You cannot go wrong in the center hub there, Beverly Hills. West LA is good. I mean, West LA, you have a lot of residences, right? Brentwood, Pacific Palisades, Santa Monica Canyon, Santa Monica, West Los Angeles. Lot of apartment buildings, right? So everything from, I'd say, X and XL mainly, if you're starting in Los Angeles. If you are thinking of joining, do make the call for me, because I want to teach you how to succeed in Uber, Lyft, and with your TCP. If you have a medium-sized SUV, if you have a big SUV, if you have a minivan like a Sienna, an Odyssey, Town and Country, you gotta add your TCP, folks. $1,000 that you have to set aside, right? Because you will build out those private clients. You're not exploring, you're not maximizing your efforts, your income, if you are not on these three. And by the way, that goes for any metropolitan city, right? You got to look into your transportation limo or your charter permit. That is where you make your money. These guys taking 40% of your earnings, these guys taking 40% of your earnings, this is 100% in your pocket, in your back pocket. The tips, my friends, in this category are off the charts. The biggest private tip that I got was $600, right, for driving around the day with private clients, right? The biggest trip that I got was on a Friday afternoon, taking people to Las Vegas, driving them Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Las Vegas, and then I drove back on Sunday, made several $1,000s plus tips, right? So you got to explore this. What happens here is crazy. Who you meet here is crazy. What you're doing over here is your bread and butter, but you're not growing in this field. You're not really making the big money unless you have saved up, unless you have the credit to jump into SUV or Lux. I'm telling you right now, you're a small potato, you're a small fish if you're just exploring one category UberX. You're a slightly bigger fish if you're driving Lyft Regular and UberX. You're an even bigger fish if you're driving Uber XL and Lyft XL. You're even a bigger fish if you're driving Uber XL, Lyft XL, and you're adding a TCP to your XL. You start swimming with the big sharks, with the big fish, with the marlins, with the whales, when you have the Uber SUV, Uber Lux, Lyft SUV Lux, and your TCP. That is when you are making proper money, okay? Let me teach you the formula. Sign up with me underneath my codes, and let me help you out. Now, what have we not covered yet? Talked a lot about the areas. Tourists, always out of towners, people from Europe, people from Florida are always visiting, right? Ask questions at the airports. Hey, where are you from? Because what you want to do is like, hey, if you do need anyone, if you do need a driver and you're out here for a week sightseeing as a tourist, here's my card. Here's my card. Here's my card. My cards are attached to all my magazines behind my seats. I have tons of free magazines. I pick them up if you want to know, just off Lost Hills and the 101. I pick them up at that shopping center. 10, 15 magazines, different type of magazines. They're all free. I attach my business card. And if they're tourists, I ask questions. If I can tell if they're Germans, I can tell if they're from Holland, if they're from Sweden or England, Australia, New Zealand, by their accent, right? Hey, you guys from Australia? Yes. Crikey, yeah, we are. Are you from Britain or from Scotland? Yes, we are. Here's my card, buddy. Let me take care of you. Sind Sie aus Deutschland oder Österreich, aus der Schweiz? Are you from Germany? Yes, we are. Ja, wir sind. Here's my business card, right? Work it, work it, work it. Networking, my friends, leads to my relationship with these two people who are my faves. Incredible. Literally treat me like family, right? So your networking, your relationship building is crucial, right? Suchi, how are you? Mary Jane Lucas, how are you? Chad Cookler, how are you today? Vinny Kaz, what's up, brother? It's going well, my friends. Listen, Coachella first weekend, Coachella second weekend, round 3 Stagecoach. I'm losing my mind. I've seen a lot of drunk people. I've seen a lot of people on drugs. I've met a lot of fun people. I'm excited to see the country crowd. They're a little bit more chill. They're sweet, from Texas, Alabama. Bring them on in this next weekend, April 26th, Stagecoach, right? But let me tell you, Coachella, insane, right? Absolutely insane. And by the way, if you're in LA, and these three weekends are the biggest weekends out there in Palm Springs, right? La Quinta, Indio. But they're fantastic for LA as well, because so many of the drivers go to Stagecoach. So many of the LA drivers and Orange County drivers go up to Stagecoach and Coachella. So you have so much volume of trips down here, right? Because the guys who want to make the big money go up there, especially with the TCPs, the private trips is big money up in Palm Springs at the time. But now there's a huge demand for drivers in LA, Orange County, and surroundings. Why? Because 30-40% of the drivers have gone up to Stagecoach and Coachella. So good times for LA. Let me tell you, if you're willing to drive down here, good times. We talked about the sports venues in LA. We talked about all the music venues in LA. We spoke about setting up a 30-day calendar so you know what's going on. We spoke about sort of like what categories work in what parts of the cities. We talked a little bit about the Valley. We talked about Ventura and surroundings. We talked about the South Bay. We talked about the West Side. We talked about downtown LA. We talked about Pasadena and surroundings, right? So wherever you wake up, wherever you have your breakfast and your coffee, wherever you switch on your phone, right, you might still say, hey, let me enjoy my coffee, my phone is on, it goes off 2 to 3 minutes, I'm in the car, I'm on the way, right? Where am I heading? Well, depending where you start your day in LA, if you far on the outsides like Pasadena, Palos Verdes, Calabasas, right? You have long inbound trips. I highly suggest you become an early bird if you stay far outside the city, right? If you right in the middle of the thick in Santa Monica, West LA, Westwood, Venice, Marina del Rey, Culver City, Sherman Oaks, Studio City, all those areas, you're going to be busy morning, day, and night, right? Because you're right in the middle. But weekends, I say summer, get out to Malibu, end of the day, study your restaurants, know them. And there is a place, there's an area for every single category to stay busy. To tell me, hey, I'm not so busy in SUV, it's just because you haven't explored all the areas. You haven't looked at all the high society magazines and found out what's going on in LA, right? So there's absolutely no excuse, I say, to any black SUV or Lux driver that you cannot fill your trips. X and XL is a walk in the park. You should be taking trip after trip like this in any metropolitan city, like LA, New York, Chicago, Miami. Should always be busy in those two categories, right? Rideshare 411 in the house. How's everyone doing today? We're doing great. Killer Robot, what's up, Professor? Doing good. I've had good rest after the last 2 weekends. Those were heavy. Went out and played a little bit, had some fun. We're covering LA here. Again, you feel free to send me your questions for LA. The links to join are right underneath my video. Daytime in LA, the quiet times really are 9:30 till 11 a.m. Quiet times, not much going on, strangely enough, anywhere in LA. Another strange and very quiet graveyard shift in LA is like the 2 till 3 p.m., 3:30, after it picks up when business ends, right? But you'll always stay busy, right? If you want to work the night times and the Hollywood nightlife, you don't mind doing the 12 p.m. or the 11 p.m. till 3 a.m., 4 a.m. shift, you want to be in Hollywood. You want to be where all those clubs are, Vine, Las Palmas down there, cooking, right? But expect a lot of people to be intoxicated, and you got to just be on the ball. But the tips are flowing. The people have had more alcohol. Some people enjoy the night more. Some people enjoy the day. Some people enjoy the very, very early hours. Just remember, the early bird catches the worm, right? So if you're a guy that's willing to get up 4:35 a.m., you have a beautiful run all the way through to a.m. If you're the guy that's willing to do the guy or the girl that's willing to do the very, very late shifts from midnight till 4 a.m., 5, especially 5 a.m., that shift at 3 a.m. to 5 a.m., there's not many drivers on the road. If you're on the road, you're going to get busy, right? Because you're one of very, very few drivers out there, right? And literally around the clock in this city, there is stuff going on. If you have a car, right, find out what category it fits in. You might have a Prius or a Civic, it'll fit into the X. You might want to drive for 6 months and say, okay, what was this like? Am I enjoying it? Am I making money here? If not, I highly suggest you offload that car, you rent it out through Fair, Turo, Hire Car, you rent it out at a profit, and you take those profits and the money you're getting from that existing vehicle and you put it into a new car and jump into a higher category. What do I mean by this? Go out to an auction, a public auction or a dealer auction, set yourself up for a Toyota Sienna, Honda Odyssey, or a Town and Country or a Dodge, right? If you do have the money and you're renting out your X vehicle through those platforms I've just mentioned, maybe you want to explore SUV and Lux, give me a call, right? Trevina Williams, how are you? Midlife Joe, I like it. Philly suburbs is an affluent area. There's a lot. I mean, we're covering every type of area, right? I drive in the SUV and Lux mainly, so I tend to roll more into the high-end affluent areas like Beverly Hills, Pacific Palisades, Hidden Hills, Calabasas. That's where you'll find me most of the time. But I've also explored all the other categories of sharing with you a wealth of information. Specifically, if you're thinking of joining in LA, right? I think this is a video worthwhile watching. We're covering the areas. We're covering the ways to keep yourself busy. Now, the more you engage with the client, with the passenger, hey, how was your evening? How was your dinner? Let me help you load that luggage. Let me offload that luggage for you. Help them at the airport. Help them at the hotels. Tips are generally, LA people are generally good tippers. So expect a good tip if you are willing to walk the walk and talk the talk, right? And give a service, like platinum service, right? Every single trip, I'll always go beyond, right? I don't care if it doesn't end up in a tip. At least I can say afterwards, I tried my best, right? And I gave my very best. That's my attitude. But what I like about the rideshare business, especially the categories that I'm in right now, I never know who I have in my car in LA, right? And is this an opportunity to network or go for higher things, bigger things, right? I say yes every single time. I seek the opportunity to network, engage, get my business card out, build a business relationship or a friendship relationship, right? These people in LA will extend privileges to you if you drive them safely, if you're reliable, if you're on time, especially up in this category, big things happen. And that's why I have to talk about TCP here, the Charter Permit License in California. Folks, anyone in LA here, it's money you need to spend, right? You have to be on these three platforms. If you are in Texas or Florida or New Jersey or New York, look into that licensing, where you can actually charter, move people privately like a limo company, right? You're now at that point putting 100% in your profits. Inland Empire, Sergio Robles. If you're in the Inland Empire, let me share with you the Riverside, San Bernardino, Apple Valley out there. It's UberX country and Lyft regular country. I know a lot of people that'll start their day there and maybe shoot down the 10, past the 15, down to Ontario, right? Ontario Airport, hoping that hub sets them up for an inbound trip to LA, that they can monetize that trip. That you can only do, my friend, if you get up very, very early at 4:35 a.m. and you're willing to drive down to Ontario, right? Could be a 15, 20, 30-minute drive. Your app is off and you start your day off in Ontario, hoping that you get a nice inbound trip to Pasadena or downtown, right? Because they're generally people flying in with meetings, etc. So Inland Empire, what's crucial there are your super early morning hours. The same goes for Orange County, right? It doesn't matter whether you're in Brea, Fullerton, Huntington Beach, Costa Mesa, Newport Beach, Laguna Beach, Elisa Viejo, Mission Viejo, Huntington Beach. The same thing applies there. If you're willing to start your day off very early, 4:35 a.m., many of those trips of those people go on outbound LAX trips, because most of the international trips head out from LAX. There are a lot of flights that go out from John Wayne. That's fantastic. If you can wake up early in Brea or Fullerton and get to John Wayne Airport and drive a few trips around the coastal area, drop down the 55 down to PCH down there. A lot of restaurants, a lot of hotels around Irvine, Newport Beach, Costa Mesa, Huntington Beach, with the hopes that you maybe get dropped into LA. Once you're in LA, you're busy, right? But Orange County is a great hub to set yourself up for a lot of trips if you know when and where to drive, right? So my question to you is, what do you do when you arrive at the person is severely overweight, like I'm talking like 600 pounds? Deal with it, man. Let him figure out how he gets in the back of your car. That's not your problem. Or put the seat all the way back. Has happened to me, right? They got to figure it out, right? I'm not going to change my seating configuration, start taking seats out because the guy can't fit in my car. No, you got to figure out with your weight how you get in my car, right? I'm not going to pick him up. I can't pick up 600 pounds. So that answers that question. Strange question, but an answer was needed. Do you know anything about the Austin, Texas area? Well, Austin went through some ups and downs. They were opening up categories. They were closing down categories. I go to Austin once in a while. My dear friend, Senator Rodney Ellis, he's over there. Truly, I think Austin is just an XL country, right? Whether you're in downtown Austin, anywhere around like the art area there, which is very up and coming. That's sort of the only hotspots that I know in Austin. If you on the far outskirts, I think like San Ramon and that, or San Marcos, which is at least 20, 30 minutes outwards. The airport is also further out. Yeah, you will get nice inbound trips from the Austin airport into downtown Austin. But I can't tell you more than that. I mean, I've spoken to a lot of drivers. I have not actively worked in Austin or driven in Austin, but I have definitely visited the city many a times and have spoken to a lot of the Austin people. Hi, Boris Carabel, how are you? Shine Telemundo, I think I try to answer that one for you. Merck 305, any suggestions for Miami locations, times? Look, in Miami, this is a metropolitan city, and I've helped a lot of people in Miami succeed, really. Miami is a location where tourists, foreigners, out-of-towners love to go. There's always action, right? And you have to capitalize mainly on that industry, right? So you truly need to know all the venues, the hotels, etc. But XXL, SUV, everything flies in Miami, right? And the one thing you want in Miami, there's a lot of people that like to be driven or chauffeured around. The one thing you want there, if you are investing the money into a Suburban or Escalade, you have to, folks, get your private TCP or charter. The charter permit, the limo services in Miami are huge. And a lot of people go into that city, just like Vegas. They want to party, they want to be driven around, they want to have a driver, and they'll pay for it. There's a lot of alcohol flowing, and they are not shy to spend the money. So my top tip for you in Miami and in Vegas, for that matter of fact, and in LA and in Chicago and in New York, the big cities, and in San Francisco, you have to add that third dimension. That means that 100% of the proceeds are going into your pocket. Of course, less expenses, gasoline, less maintenance, less depreciation, etc. But your biggest margins are right here. and it's not the biggest investment, right? I do not understand why some people do not save up $1,000 and patiently wait the 2 months until they have this license. I don't understand it, right? Or if they don't take the initiative to start this process. We'll have a very interesting speaker next week. We're going to be making a few videos with the CEO of Business Rocket. He's going to be talking a lot about taxes, what companies to form, how the TCP process works, and how you as a YouTuber or influencer can also sign up for codes and monetize yourself. So stay tuned for that. We should be filming that next Wednesday or Thursday. I'm not sure if he wants to go live with me, that CEO, but I will record it and I will bring it out a few days later. So that content should be very, very valuable to you guys. Uman Khalid, what about Boston, Massachusetts? Same thing. Boston, I should have mentioned that in the same breath. It's on the same level as LA, same level as New York, right? You have so much going on in Boston. You have so many visitors. You have so many college students. Every single category should be pumping in Boston. And somebody that tells me that they're not making money in a metropolitan city is doing something wrong. I'm sorry. Daniel Christopher, I've done 180 trips and have a 499 rating following your tips. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Loves the power toe. I appreciate you. Great rating. Keep it up. Keep on watching those videos. There's a lot of good influencers on here sharing good information that you can capitalize on. But I can tell you, when it comes to Los Angeles, I will challenge any influencer, show me that they're making more money than the rideshare professor in the city, right? Really. And that goes for the Uber category, the Lyft category, the TCP private trips, the referrals, the training, and leasing out vehicles. Show me or challenge me in LA, challenge my knowledge when it comes to this city. So I would like to ask you for your referral. I would like to ask you to sign up under my code. Why? Because I'm willing to meet with you at a Starbucks and walk the walk and talk the talk as far as LA goes, no matter what category. If you want to jump into X, Excel, if you have a car, if you don't have a car, if you're a college student and maybe need a car, you don't have a car, let's look at every single type of scenario. Good credit, bad credit, professional, broker, real estate, part-time McDonald's worker, I don't care. There is a space and there is a place for you in all of these three. It all depends how you want to climb the ladder in LA, right? But even if you're starting on this level, if you want to jump here, there, or there, let's have the conversation. Hey, I'm stuck here. I currently want to get out of this situation. I want to get there, or potentially over here. Let's have that conversation, right? Let's see. Sergio Robles, yes, let's meet up, my friend. I always have lunches. I meet up with people. You know, recently you saw me do some videos for Thomas Gibson, help him launch. We met up. We had dinner. We've met up several times. I meet up with LA drivers, right? I have real meetings, right? You get the lunch, you get the coffee. I'll sit down with you if you want to sign up with me and learn all the ins and outs. If you want to connect with these type of people, and I'm talking people with a net worth of $50 million and above, it's not difficult. It boils down to your attitude and how you treat them and what you do for them. And they will keep you. They will keep you. Many of these people have been driving for years, right? I do not see myself as a driver. No, I see myself as one of their team members. You know, I see myself as part of their company, right? Because for their company to operate, they need reliable people to get them around to meetings or shows, whatever it is, right? So I'm part of their business cycle, I could say. I do not see myself as a driver, that's for sure. Let's see, what else do we have here? Yes, Deshante Braggs, I lease out vehicles. I lease out from luxury cars 2 SUVs, 2 minivans, right down to the smaller cars, the Priuses. So whatever car you need in LA, you can email me. If I have an opening, I will look at your rating. I will look at how many trips you've done, and I will do an interview with you to see if I want you on my team, right? I have a great team of drivers, and while we're adding a lot of UberX vehicles now, we buy them inexpensively at the dealer auctions. My friend Michael buys them, and Alex buys them, and we lease them out. And at affordable rates, better than Hertz rates, that is. Okay, let's see. Somebody asked me, do I drive in Phoenix? No, I have vehicles in Scottsdale and Phoenix, and I'm there a lot in Scottsdale, especially at the W Hotel. Let's see. A lot of people are texting me. I appreciate the text. I'll get back to you afterwards. Any other questions about LA? You know, you guys are familiar with Melrose. Melrose Avenue, also busy Saturday, Sunday afternoons. The Grove, any of the big shopping areas are always busy. The Topanga Mall off Topanga Canyon Boulevard, always busy. A lot of restaurants, a lot of shopping. Any one of the big outlets, the Citadel or over in the Camarillo outlets, super busy. Basically, what we're doing is exploring, hey, all the parts of LA, all the areas, all the venues, all the sports stadiums, all the music events, right, that you can capitalize on in any of the Uber and Lyft categories. And if you're willing to add that to the mix, now you're talking more the Beverly Hills area and a lot of sports events and a lot of music events, shows, concerts. You drive a lot of these people to those type of events, right? Sunset Boulevard in West LA, border Hollywood. Gosh, you have the Whiskey there, you have the Rainbow, you have the Viper Room, you have a ton of big to medium size and smaller music venues, always busy. The time to be at Sunset, obviously you'll do a drop-off around 7 p.m., but the time really to be on Sunset is anywhere from 10:30 p.m. till 2 a.m. It's busy, right? Corner, let's say San Vicente and Sunset Boulevard, that's where all the action starts. So if you're willing to explore those areas as a newbie, check that out. Will work for you. What Jerry Hoffman says, you cannot do that. What can't you do? You're permanently using both. It doesn't work like Uber XL. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but you can work both Uber and Lyft, right? Your car will slot into both Uber and Lyft into various categories. So you should be on both platforms. You should be on Uber, you should be on Lyft with your car, and you should be spending the extra $1,000 on your TCP, right? But you know, if you have a minivan, I'm telling you, like a minivan, you should be able to pick up for anywhere from $12,000 to $18,000, a good minivan with low mileage, right? That car is a workhorse, especially Toyota Sienna, which is called high mileage, great car, great fuel consumption, and you see more and more TCPs on the bottom of those minivans. Why? Because they're workhorses. You could, if it's slow, you jump into X, but you could be driving XL on Uber, XL on Lyft, and TCP all day long, and building out your clients and getting out your business cards, right? No excuses. The only time I will ever have to switch over to X is I'm stuck somewhere and it's just not moving. I'm like, okay, I'm switching on to combination XXL. Get me out of here. Weird question, Professor. What kind of wristwatch do you wear when driving? I wear a Cartier most of the time, sometimes Patek Philippe, sometimes Invictus. I mean, I have a couple of watches, sometimes even Kenneth Cole, but I try to keep it classy. Unless I'm going to an event, a sports event or a music event, I'll wear a casual or like a sports watch. But if I'm with high-end clients, I don't dress up in a suit, but I'll dress up in a nice shirt, good pants, good belt, specifically nice shoes. I like polished shoes, but unless I know that my clients are going to like an ultra high event, then I'll wear tie and jacket, right? Or a big fundraiser where they wanted me to drive right up to the red carpet at an event, Grammys or Oscars. I will go all out Italian, right? But I don't want to sweat. I don't want to have excessive clothing on me, right? So I try to keep it light. Even with my shirts or designer shirts, I try to keep it light, nice light silk shirts. I don't like anything heavy on my body. I'm definitely a t-shirt type of guy. So if you see me in Uber and Lyft, I have t-shirts in the back of my car. They always wash. They always, if I need to change, I'll change 2-3 times a day, right? I'll freshen up. I'll freshen up at the LA gym. Wherever I need to, I'll freshen up. But you'll never see me get in the car or smell me in the car with any BO. I'm totally anti-body odor. Totally, right? And if I notice someone's in the car with heavy BO, I will crank up the little moist the vape, the eucalyptus oil that I have that comes out, the dispenser, right? I'll crank it up. I'll add more droplets. And it's basically sending a clear sign to them that I'm not enjoying their body odor, right? Not a fan. You will never, ever get into my car smoking or with a vape or with a cigar. Right there and then, my door is closed. I do not care a continental two shits who you are. If you're a CEO or you think you're some hotshot artist, you will not get in my car with a cigarette. I have strict rules, and I put my foot down. If they don't like it, they can F off. I don't have to drive them again, right? But I'm not going to have my good clients say, hey, did somebody smoke in your car? I would never, ever jeopardize those four walls of my car, right? So what I do is many of my clients, especially private clients, I'll say, hey, I do smoke stops. We can stop. You can have a 5-minute break. You can have your joint. You can have your vape. When you're done with that, you get back in the car. If you want to stand outside, if you want to enjoy a glass of champagne or whatever, I'll bring whatever it takes to keep them happy. But the one thing I'll tell you, you will never, ever smoke in my car, period, right? But that's just that. You got to set down boundaries. You got to put down certain rules and regulations, right, so that you earn respect. Doesn't matter how much they have in the bank account, they have to respect you, right? So you've got to set very, very clear boundaries. I basically drive the standard SUV. I don't think it qualifies as XL. If your car takes 7 people, right, it'll qualify for the XL. So there's a lot of cars that will qualify for combination SUV and XL, unless you don't meet the specifications of the seat requirements. Essential oils, yeah, the best ones are grapefruit, orange, tea tree, peppermint, and eucalyptus. Again, grapefruit, lemon, orange, tea tree, peppermint, and eucalyptus. I named you the 6 top ones, right? And they're used in spas. They're used for calming, to calm, even lavender. But there's a lot of women like that lavender more. They say it's a more feminine smell, and the guys react a little strange. You want something that's attractive to both sexes, right? And I think the safest way to go there, like I say, is lemon or orange, or tea tree or peppermint or eucalyptus, right? I truly found those essential oils safest for those 2 categories, male and female, right? I bought the rating skins on Amazon: no smoking, eating, drinking, or vaping. That's it. I like that, Mary Jane. Create your boundaries. That's it. In your car, create your boundaries. They don't have to be gigantic stickers that make them feel unwelcome. No, it could be a tiny little sticker. on the door, by the window, no vaping, no smoking, no eating, right? If I have a big group in my car, especially in this category, and I know I'm going to be driving them around for hours, bars, restaurants, shows, sometimes 5-6 hours with these guys here, huge bills, right? You bill them, you invoice them on their credit card or cash or Venmo, but I will let them eat in the car because I know, hey, that day or that half day is dedicated to them, and then I'll clean the car, vacuum it, valet it, but I know that I've made a lot of money on that day, right? So those are the exceptions I make with eating and drinking. Sometimes I'll have a whole cooler box. I know what mixes my clients want. I'll buy the small little bottles, whether they're vodka bottles or tequila, or I'll have, if they want to make dirty martinis, I'll have the olives, the olive juice. I know what my clients drink. I know what my clients eat. If they want a Shake Shack burger, or if they want an In-N-Out burger, if they want a cafe latte from Pete's, if they want a cafe latte from Starbucks, if they want a regular coffee from Coffee Bean, I know what these clients want, and I will ask high prices. By the way, I don't do what I do here on those sides. But what I do over here is the bare minimum, right? In the SUV and Lux, I'll have water and mints, and that's it. I highly suggest you don't go out and spend all this money on waters and that for Uber and Lyft. If you're in the X category, you're not going to make that money back, right? Even if you go to Costco and you buy the big boxes of water and you're freely handing out to 3 or 4 Uber clients in the X trip where you're getting a few dollars and you're giving them $1 or 50 or so worth of waters, you're not making money, right? But you can do that if you're in the Lux and SUV category, right? In this one, I have the best of the best. I'll have Evian waters. I'll have organic drinks. I'll have everything on board here. Organic iced teas, you name it. I spoil these people rotten. And there's a reason for it, because I get so much in return, right? People love my Soapy Joe's air freshener, Tommy. Cool. I'd like to, I'll Google that afterwards. I don't know that one, but I will Google it. Let's see. Rideshare Expert, you're the man, bro. Keep up the good work. I love you back, my friend. Rideshare Expert, thank you for being part of my channel. Today here, my friends, we're in beast mode, right? I've fully recovered from 2 weekends at Coachella. I'm psyching myself up for the next big one, which is Stagecoach. I'm super excited to see that group of country people come in, the nicest people from Texas, Alabama. A lot of fun, a lot of boots in the car, cowboy boots. Different music is playing in my car. I'm switching from hip hop and techno and rap and commercial music, and I'm toning it down to nice old country music, right? So I'm there for anyone and everyone. I can change colors like a chameleon, like that, right? And that's what we got to be in this business. We're like chameleons. We can adapt at the click of a finger. Questions for me about LA? And again, LA is a metropolitan city. The same formula goes for New York, Miami, San Francisco, San Diego, Denver, Philly, all those big cities, Boston, where you have a lot of entertainment, a lot of restaurants, a lot of airports, a lot of hotels. All the categories fly, and you have to save up for this one, folks. Have to save up for this one, right? Let me share with you an amazing story with these 2 people. Not going to mention their names, but I knew it was their wedding anniversary. Okay, I knew that they flew out on the Learjet and they had an amazing time with their friends. I think they invited about 30 friends, right? And when they came back, I had a big card. I said, congratulations, on the anniversary. But I filled the car with white roses. All around the car were white roses, right? Do you know that when this couple got in the car, it was literally like this? Oh my God. right? And what did I do? I showed them, I love you, I care for you, I want to drive you again and again and again and again, right? And what comes out of this friendship, my friends, is insane out of those two people. And he is the biggest philanthropist and giver. He donates incredible amounts of money and helps thousands and thousands of homeless and other organizations. He gives back. He's genuinely one of the nicest people I've ever had the joy of driving and being around with, right? So how you treat others the way you expect to be treated, right? It's a golden rule, right? You can judge, often people, you watch them around dogs or animals, how they treat animals. It'll tell you a lot about a character or a person, how they treat animals, right? If you see a person being very loving and caring towards an animal, it'll show up in their real life as well. That's who they are. But I love reading people. I love knowing, where's this trip going? What is happening? Am I dialed in? And can I set myself up for bigger opportunities, right? I love networking. I love getting those cards out. I love getting their card or their phone number in return. And wherever that may go, that the universe take that to far higher places. That's all I can say. That's how I approach every 24 hours. Dustin is driving. What's going on, Torsten? Everyone like the stream. Thumbs up. Thank you, Dustin. I have not gotten around to do your gas app video yet. I will. Just been super busy with the two big Coachellas and this next one coming up. It's been a crazy 3 weeks, but where that calms down, I'm going to jump on that and then go on a nice little holiday. Hi there, just joining in from California City, Ulysses Dark. Yes, how are you? Good to have you in the house. Rick Reviews says, hi, Dustin. We always love having the Smakovich in the house. Love it. The guy brings joy to all rideshare drivers and to myself. I love his videos. And I'll gladly again punt and promote him here. If you don't know Dustin, go and subscribe to his channel. If you don't know Dustin, go and subscribe to his channel. It is called Dustin is Driving. It is called Dustin is Driving. He is an amazing individual. There we go. How's that for a shout out, Dustin? So keep the love going. We're a family. This is what we should be doing, uniting. I see that United Rideshare is doing another big strike. I believe it may be on the IPO day to make a statement, right? They are gathering names. They're gathering power. And I tell you, collectively, we're strong. And if they don't behave, if Uber and Lyft don't behave, we'll call up Dustin. Dustin will show up with his Smakovich. One for that CEO. One for that CEO. That we'll leave up to Dustin to hand out the lashings with that pink little whip that he has, right? So got to keep it fun, got to keep it exciting, got to keep new things happening. There we go. Daniel Christopher. Is Dustin the Smakovich guy? Do you want me to answer that for you? Yes, he is. That's his branding, right? Smartest branding. If you want to be successful, if you want to have followers, if you want to be an influencer and share your knowledge, sign up people, have fun, make money, you got to brand yourself. So probably one of the smartest. I don't know if that was his intention to brand himself, but I think it's sort of developed. I think he once did something like a Smakovich thing and it grew into something far larger. But it's working for him, and that's fantastic, right? I would say use what works for you. Run with it. Don't reinvent the wheel, right? Sometimes it's a very, very basic little thing that can put you on the center stage. And Dustin's there on the center stage. So let's see. We need a Smakovich t-shirt. Dustin, I hope you're listening up, buddy. I want to see the entire merch line. Even my 11-year-old has his own merch line. So Dustin, no excuses. Smakovich the whip, the Smakovich t-shirt, the Smakovich hat, right? You're talking about hats. Here I am talking about branding. Damn, I'm not even branding myself. There we go. Rideshare professor in beast mode today. That's it, beast mode. We're going all out, right? I would wear a Smakovich t-shirt. If Dustin sends me a Smakovich whip and a Smakovich shirt, I will dedicate, here you've heard me live say it, I will dedicate one of my live videos to Dustin. How's that? That's my challenge right there. So he needs to get the Smakovich, get me the hat, and get me the t-shirt, and I will do one show dedicated to Dustin. That's it, right? Challenge is always good. I like to challenge. Who else do we have in the house? XL shirt. That's it, my friend. XL all the way. Not to hide the fat of the stomach, but to fit in the frame. There we go. Let's see. Jason Kilmartin. Are you South African? Proud South African accent. No, we're not born in South Africa. Born in Washington, D.C., in Georgetown Hospital. By birth an American, and grew up one third Europe, South Africa, and United States. So 50 years old, divided by 3, approximately 17 years in each country. It's pretty accurate. That's your answer. So Mary Jane Lucas, thank you so much. You are absolutely welcome. I'm super delighted to have you in my house. I think, folks, we should end it. Geez, like I need a lack of sleep here. We should end it on a high note. Let's see. All right, guys, got to get kids from bus stop. Everyone stay safe, and thumbs up to the stream. Thumbs up. Go take care of those little loved ones of yours. Enjoy the day, Dustin. Thank you for dropping in. Awesome. How do we get Uber to listen to us drivers properly? I'm working in London. London in the house. We salute you. Jason, start your YouTube channel. Write the letters from London to the headquarters. Write your concerns, registered post. Write it to the legal team. Go to LinkedIn. Look up the counsel, the attorneys at Uber. Write them letters. Tell them what you're unhappy about. And collectively, we can enforce change. And the one thing we can also enforce change is by joining these organizations that are getting stronger and stronger, so that if they do a national drive out or an international drive out, we participate and we make a statement, right? Not just drips and drabs, one driver here, one driver there, but again, collective drive out, collective power, right? And I always just say, I may get to that point, right? I may venture off to the dark side. I may, and start a whole movement there. But it all depends on Uber and Lyft post-IPO, how they want to treat drivers. I think what I'm going to do is give them about another 6 months and pay super close attention to both companies, and then make up my mind. Do they really want to work with us or make our lives better? Or are they trying to screw us over at every corner, right? So the next 6 months is what I'm looking at. And I may be the guy who starts the websites, the nonprofits, who starts structuring strikes. Who knows? It all depends on how these two dudes treat us. It really does, folks, right? Because you can only put up with so much abuse and shenanigans that at some point you've got to say, enough is enough, right? So I'm almost there. But until then, I'll just keep the videos coming. Keep it coming. Albert Sanchez, San Antonio in the house, Texas. Shout out to Texas. Everyone wave to Texas. Big Texas crowds at Stagecoach this weekend. A lot of the country people are coming up. A lot of the best country singers are coming from there. And actually, Maybe later on this afternoon, I'll do a Stagecoach video, highlight the musicians that are going to be there. But I love the Stagecoach Festival. It is so refreshing after 2 hardcore Coachella weekends with hip-hop, techno, trance. Now you have the real soulful, down-to-earth country music crowd arriving. We welcome you to California. We really do. We will roll out the carpets, the red carpets for our country friends and make them feel welcome, Uber and Lyft drivers. Give them royal treatment in Palm Springs, La Quinta, India, wherever they want to go. Reach out to them. Hey, where are you from? Hey, I'm from Alabama. I'm from Texas. Welcome to California. We welcome you to California. Hope you have an amazing time. Enjoy your festival. Stay safe, drive safe. If there's anything else I can do for you, here's my card, right? So if you need a trip back to the airport, to LAX or Palm Springs, here's my card. Folks, peace out, everyone. I'm going to leave if I get 50 thumbs up and I'm out of here. I got to run as well, like Dustin. I've got kids waiting. I've got duties as a father. Got to rock and roll. So I need a combined total of 50 thumbs up. Tommy, San Diego rocks. Yes, it does. I need to see thumbs up. I'm counting 50 and then I exit the house. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Lamar Nazar. Love you. How are you, my friend? Great subscriber, always leaves great messages. I got 5 so far. I'm missing 45. I need 45 more thumbs ups. I just got another 6 from Tommy. We're on 11. I have 11. I've got 39 to go. I need 39 more thumbs ups. I just got another 5. I'm on 16. I need 34. I just got 3, 5, 10. I'm on 44. I need 6 more. 6 more thumbs up. 6 more. 6 more. Can I get 6 more? Anybody? First, second. Anybody out there? If I go to third, I'm going to third. I'm going to go third. Anybody throwing with a 6 third? Anybody offering me a 6? Everybody with a 6. I got 2. I need 4. I got 2. Anybody going to be off your 4? Anybody off the 4? I need 4 more to get 50. Anybody going to be the first? Going for the second? I got 5. Albert Sanchez, highest bidder. It goes to you. Appreciate you guys. A lot of thumbs up from Dark Vegan, Sergio Robles in the house. Hola, amigo. How are you today, my friend? And I wish you all nothing but a fantastic beast mode day. Go out there, earn money, take care of your family, drive safe. We appreciate you. Wow. I am taking a picture of this. I am officially taking a picture of this. Look at this. Oh my God, look at that, guys. Now that makes me happy. That puts a smile on my face. I love you all. That is appreciation, giving back. You mean a lot to me. I appreciate you. Drive safe. Have a fantastic day. God bless.